Celtics are making moves, and this keeps getting crazier as the Celtics continue to make moves heading into this year's season tournament, rounding out the roster for one of the biggest stretches of the regular season. While additionally, the beef between Jaylen Brown and Giannis Antetokounmpo keeps getting crazier after Sunday's night's performance. So we're going to look at all of that, plus looking at Jayson Tatum speaking out about possibly wanting a WNBA team and what that could mean for the future of the star in the NBA. If that's the case, we'll be diving into all of this and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Velez, and you guys have been absolutely fantastic at showing your love and support, and I'm really appreciative of all the likes and comments you guys have been dropping down. Just to let you know, we will be live tonight with the Celtics taking on the Atlanta Hawks in that first NBA Cup game. So if you want to make sure you stay up to date on all of that, hit the like button and come join us tonight. Without further ado, let's dive into the video at hand and let's get into these topics. And first, we're going to be looking at the topic of Jayson Tatum wanting a WNBA team and what this could mean if they get it, if this city also gets an NBA team. So if we want to look at this breakdown here, let's look at this courtesy of the NBA Central. Jayson Tatum is reportedly willing to make a $200 million bid for a WNBA franchise in St. Louis, courtesy of Essence. If we want to look at the quote, Boston Celtics star Jayson Tatum is proving that securing your bag means lifting up your entire community. Fresh from securing the NBA's largest contract in history, Tatum has reportedly set sight on a $200 million bid to bring a WNBA franchise to St. Louis, a decision that could reshape the landscape of women's professional basketball in the Midwest. And not only is this good for the WNBA, but it's good for Jayson Tatum. One, like the article said, proving that he can use his money not only to bolster himself, but bolster his community in the NBA and WNBA by helping out, going out and getting a franchise, but also helping the WNBA grow as a landscape. We've already seen with the emergence this season of young players like Cameron Brink, Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese, the growth of the WNBA really take forth, and now we've even seen some teams get some expansion squads coming in the next couple years, so I would not be shocked if this is something that could go through, but to look at it from another lens is to kind of look at it as how this would affect Jayson Tatum, because obviously if he's working with the WNBA team, helping a WNBA team get to St. Louis, that is key. But as if the WNBA team also plans out to bring a NBA team as well. As we all know, Adam Silver is looking at expansion, and even though the two cities of Las Vegas and Seattle are rumored to be those two formidable cities, we could still see some other teams come through the cracks, or even some teams blossom because of some nice expansion with the WNBA, leading to other opportunities and other teams kind of pushing for those. And I could see something like that easily happening with the St. Louis getting an NBA team. And if that's the case, then Jayson Tatum could leave the Celtics to going for that team. Now, obviously, that is not a full 100% thing that is going to happen. We're obviously just looking at it from a WNBA standpoint, but that's something to keep an eye on because Jayson Tatum has stated that he'd love to play for St. Louis for his hometown team, and I don't blame him. So if Jayson Tatum does get a WNBA team to St. Louis, just hope and pray that an NBA team doesn't come there anytime soon. But let's get into more of this topic, looking at the Giannis and Jaylen Brown beef. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section on Jayson Tatum and WNBA franchises. I thought that was something to mention, as something that was key, as the WNBA is growing steadily and is great for the NBA as a whole to have both of them continuing to grow, to give not only boys but girls an option to see that they can make it pro. But let's look at the Giannis and Jaylen Brown beef. As we mentioned and as we discussed, they kind of had a little bit of quarrels following that Sunday's afternoon game when the Celtics took on the Milwaukee Bucks. So let's dive in and let's look at this, as Giannis is a child. Feud brews between Boston Celtics and Milwaukee Bucks. We want to look at this article. During the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo appeared to reach out to Boston's Jaylen Brown, offering a handshake before pulling back his hand ever so quickly, which Jaylen Brown obviously took as a serious gesture. Giannis was seemingly joking, but ultimately it was not the case for Jaylen Brown, who takes things very seriously. A player who's been disrespected, who takes it all on the court, wants to give it on the court, definitely felt disrespected. It's saying Giannis is a child. I'm just focused on helping my team get a win, and that's what we did tonight. Not focused on any other dramatics. But Brown also appeared to shake his head following the encounter on the court, a reaction that left Antetokounmpo surprised, at which Antetokounmpo had to say, "We always joke around with the flow of the game." Antetokounmpo said, "It's something that I do for my kids. I play around. That's who I am. I play the game with fun and joy." but it was Brown who got the last laugh. However, even though the Celtics were able to come back and beat the Bucks 113 to 107, as the Bucks have a 2-8 record, which is absolutely a stunner to the season. And obviously, the Bucks haven't had the greatest start to the year, but we're not talking about the Bucks here. We're not breaking that down. We're talking about Giannis and obviously Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown, like we mentioned, is a serious guy, a player who plays with a lot of integrity, a player who was severely disrespected, and takes a lot of that stuff on the court. When he's on the court, it is his job. He is playing serious. He's not having fun, making jokes, taking it lighthearted. He is on a mission, and he proved that last season when he went on those runs in the Eastern Conference Finals and Finals to be that best player and prove that he deserved those Eastern Conference Finals and Finals MVPs. But ultimately, Jaylen Brown is a player that is motivated by that type of stuff and being disrespected and being taunted. So if Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to go offer him a handshake and then pull away, Jaylen Brown has full right to feel kind of slighted by that and being like, all right, bro, why are you even messing with me? We're in a game and you're trying to play a joke on me when you're up. Okay. And then he just turns up the switch and he just goes off and wins the game. That's what I love to see from the Celtics, kind of taking that mentality, specifically from Joe, and just kind of hard working it onto the court as well. Taking no BS and just going full out and only caring about the game at hand. And that's what I love to see from these players. They really respect that, and that value comes all the way from the top and is distilled all the way to the players. And it is a key moment on how successful this Celtics team can truly be. So let me know what you guys think down below on the beef down below in the comment section. And let's get into some more news as well. Like I mentioned, the last topic, Baylor is back, ladies and gentlemen. The Celtics have been making some moves, and Baylor Scheierman has been one of those moves. As he's been coming up, has been coming down, but he's officially been brought back to the Celtics roster. If we want to look at this tweet here from Bobby Kravitsky, we can see that the Celtics have recalled Baylor Scheierman from the main Celtics for tonight's NBA Cup game against the Hawks. He was also called up for the game versus the Bucks, but was sent down in the process to obviously play last night. Scheierman in last night's game registered 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists in his first start for the main Celtics. In the first game, he came off the bench, but in last night's contest, he did start. In his first 2 G League games, he's produced 55 points on nearly 60% shooting, made 12 for 23 from three-point range, and grabbed 16 rebounds, including 6 at the offensive end, while dishing out 12 assists. So Bobby Kravitsky has pointed out that Baylor Scheierman is playing some fantastic basketball, and I left him a great comment on his Twitter, which he rightfully did hit that like button, which I thankfully am appreciative as well. But he also mentioned that, and I mentioned that this is similar to what Jordan Walsh did last year, where Walsh didn't really have a role with the Celtics, didn't have a role with the team, but really flourished in a main Celtics roster in his rookie season to kind of get under the ropes, get the swing of things, kind of realize what he needs to do. And for a player like Scheierman and for a player like Walsh, who were, top players on their college team, kind of going to a main Celtics and kind of being that, maybe not top player, but one of the top players is another thing that they have some familiarity with. And it's a little bit easier for them to transition with that than transitioning into a Celtics roster where you're immediately being thrown as the 11th or 12th man coming off the bench, getting no run. And when you're playing 3 minutes a game and you're getting 3 shots and all of them look bad, then you're severely judged by fans, even though you haven't played the last 5 games. That's a similar situation for Scheierman that he was in this season, and that's why he's been going to Maine. Now, him obviously coming up for this Hawks game is just to have him as insurance, just in case they need some depth on the bench, or if they go out in another blowout, similarly how they did last time they played the Hawks. It is a key thing. Now, whereas the Hawks last time, Trae Young didn't really have the greatest performance, and Trae Young is out for the Hawks tonight as they take on the Celtics. So the Celtics will look to go up against a weakened Atlanta Hawks and kind of use that point differential to make it known that they need to get a big win here in group play to start off the NBA Cup, the in-season tournament, whatever you want to call it, and I am excited to break that down. I don't think Scheierman's going to get that much playing time, but wanted to mention that he's been brought up and brought back down a couple times as well. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, how you guys are feeling about this Celtics team. Ultimately, how you guys react to all this news. We dove in and talked about Jayson Tatum going and getting a WNBA team, Jaylen Brown and Giannis Antetokounmpo having some beef, and ultimately Baylor Scheierman being brought back up to this Celtics team. Before we sign off, I do want to let you out on this meme courtesy of Ryan, which was absolutely hilarious on Twitter, which is Baylor Scheierman going back and forth between Maine and Boston, and that is 100% correct. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. You guys have been absolutely fantastic on tuning into these videos, and I'll catch you guys on the stream if you guys do tune in. Like I mentioned, Celtics versus Hawks tonight. We will be live, so if you do want to get a breakdown, do want to tune in, we will be there. Once again, you guys have been absolutely fantastic in showing your love and support for Godfrey and I, and we're super, super appreciative. Catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and go Boston Celtics. Peace out, everyone.